Welcome to the David Pakman Show. I am Jesse Dollamore, sitting in for David while he is luxuriating on vacation. Today in America, especially related to COVID, there are two camps of people. You have the camp that is concerned for their fellow citizens and want to stop the onslaught of the virus that has resulted in the deaths of over 600,000 Americans and millions worldwide. And the other camp is comprised of people who are colluding against the first camp. Fortunately, we seem, if you're watching this and you're of like mind, we're on the first team. And fortunately now we have a government that is standing in the gap for those most in need relative to protection. I hold in my hand here a memorandum for all Department of Defense employees, written by Lloyd Austin, former general and now Secretary of Defense. And he is mandating, with the president's approval, seeking President Biden's approval to have all military personnel and Department of Defense employees vaccinated by mid-September. I'm going to read a little bit from this memorandum because I believe it's important to give context of the words of the leaders. Over the last week, I have consulted closely with the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, the secretaries of the military departments, the service chiefs, and medical professionals. I appreciate greatly the advice and counsel they provided. Based on these consultations and on additional discussions with leaders of the White House COVID Task Force, I want you to know that I will seek the president's approval to make the vaccines mandatory no later than mid-September or immediately upon the U.S. Food and Drug Administration licensure, whichever comes first. By way of expectation, public reporting suggests that the Pfizer vaccine could achieve full FDA licensure early next month. To defend this nation, we need a healthy and ready force. I strongly encourage all DoD military and civilian personnel, as well as contractor personnel, to get vaccinated now, and for military service members to not wait for the mandate. All FDA-authorized COVID-19 vaccines are safe, highly effective. They will protect you and your family. They will protect your unit, your ship, and your coworkers, and they will ensure we remain the most lethal and ready force in the world. Now, many of you probably have no idea who I am, but for the edification of those who don't know, I served in the United States Marine Corps for many years. And there is sure to be some backlash among some of the more right-wing nutters in the military. And rest assured, there are many of them. When I was in the Marine Corps, they did this DNA testing where they took a drop of blood, and there was an outcry from many acting as though there was a conspiracy afoot. And the same thing is going to happen here. Now, what I find interesting is the fact that the same people in the camp who talk about the military being too sensitive and being too woke are the same that are going to act like this is imposing some kind of a problem on the military members, who are largely dutiful people who care about their oath to support and defend the Constitution, who care about their country, who care about their neighbors. That's not the case with everybody. But it matters that our military get vaccinated, not just for the communities in which they live, but so we have a viable, ready force in case something does happen where they need to be deployed. Now, President Biden released a statement, and in part he said, I strongly support Secretary Austin's message to the force today on the Department of Defense's plan to add the COVID-19 vaccine to the list of required vaccinations for our service members not later than mid-September. Secretary Austin and I share an unshakable commitment to making sure our troops have every tool they need to do their jobs as safely as possible. These vaccines will save lives. That's what this is about. Saving lives. This is about protecting lives. And in a not so abstract way, isn't that indeed what the military is there for? to protect lives, to care for the citizenry of this country. To not be vaccinated goes against that ethos.
Let's be honest, most healthy snack bars are not exciting like my live streams. And that's why you should check out our sponsor, Monk Pack. Monk Pack Keto Nut and Seed Bars are sweet and delicious, soft and chewy with a big satisfying crunch. But each bar has just 1 gram of sugar, 2 to 3 net carbs, and just 150 calories. So it's great for someone on a keto or low carb diet, or even if you just want a tasty, sweet snack without the sugar. Monk Pack Keto Nut and Seed Bars come in great flavors like sea salt dark chocolate, caramel sea salt, or caramel, you choose, and peanut butter dark chocolate. I always have a box of these ready to go in my pantry, which is easy when you do the optional monthly subscription, which also saves you 10%. If you have a sweet tooth, this is the way to indulge without the guilt, whether it's for breakfast or in the car or after a workout. Go to monkpack.com. The link is under this video, and you'll save 20% when you use code PACMAN at checkout.